So I'm definitely a big believer in karma. If you understand how karma works, it's the common phrase, what goes around comes around. And that is really complicated to understand. I think it's sort of straightforward, but it's complex in the sense of the way karma works is you're going to get what you deserve. But only if you're not in it because of the thing that you were hoping to get out of it, right? In other words, if I'm going to go and help somebody because I'm trying to get helped by that person and I'm expecting something in return, that's not how karma works. That's not actually going to work then, because then you're operating from a transactional mindset. And this is the issue, right? I think too much nowadays where there's this sort of there's probably many reasons that you could blame for this happening, but I think that there's too many people operating from this transactional mindset where it's like, how come I'm doing this when I'm not even guaranteed something out of it? And maybe it's just because there's too many things that are just set up like that, where it's like, hey, if you do this, you're guaranteed this. If I go to school for 4 years, I'm guaranteed a degree. If I study this homework, then I'm going to know how to do the test. And it's like, maybe school is, the if then mindset out of it, right? Then maybe that's what's getting us into this mindset. Another thing I think that makes this happen is just like general laziness. So like I think that if you look at your if you look at your energy and the level of effort that you can put into your life on a daily basis as a finite resource, that's just bad. You shouldn't look at it like that, because your energy is infinite. The more, I don't know, maybe you can relate to this example. I'm sure you've had days where um you just can't seem to get anything done, and it's just a lazy day and it's just kind of a wash. Like you just wind up not getting anything done that day. And then you kind of conversely have days where it's like you get one thing done, and then that goes into the next thing, and then it goes into the next and the next and the next. And you kind of look back at your day and you're like, holy crap, I did so much today. How could those 2 days have been the same lengths of time? Like one day I couldn't get anything done, and this other day I got tons of stuff done. Um, and I think that's because of like momentum, number one. But I also think, I mean, there's tons of factors here. But between sleep and diet and exercise and how organized you were, and your emotional state in general, and your everything, right? All different factors could go into why you had those two separate days. But back to what I was saying before about being kind of, karma and being transactional, right? My thing here is you should help others, right? And you should do it in such a big way. You should do it in such a big way, and you should never think of it as transactional. The minute you start to think, wait, why am I doing this again? Wait, what am I getting out of this? What's in this for me? That's when you've already lost, because you need to be so invested in other people when it comes to, I mean, when it comes to life in general, but I guess I'm speaking in terms of like business. If you are, if you have the ability to help somebody out, you should do that to such a great extent. And you should put so much extra effort in, and you shouldn't, I don't know, you should just realize that, like, and that you should realize that that effort and that energy doesn't have to be stolen from a different part of your life necessarily. Obviously, we all have 24 hours in the day. If I spend the entire day answering DMs and trying to help random people, especially if they have like kind of dumb questions, or like questions that they could just as easily have Googled, and they decided to send me a DM asking me a question, maybe that's a waste of time, right? Eventually it's like, okay, like you have to pick and choose. I think you do have to pick and choose which people, like you can't help everybody, but when it comes to your people, you should really give as much as you possibly can, because it will come back to you. And I mean, even if it doesn't, you've done them such a service, and that person's going to go and speak so highly of you, and that person's life could just be changed in such a to such a high degree, right? Like I've done this for a few guys if that I, have known for the last like 3 years. I've kind of been like their mentor, as far as like content creation goes, and, video editing and business and all these different things. If you're watching this, what's up? And, I know that I've changed their lives, and that's an amazing feeling. And I can say the same about people that have been in my life that have done the same thing for me. And I couldn't be more grateful. And I know that I wouldn't be the person who I am right now without those people. And I know that those people would not have helped me if it wasn't for, again, this mindset of just the opposite of a transactional mindset. The totally unapologetically selfless mindset. Hey, can you help me with this? Yes. Obviously, yes. The answer is always yes. Of course I can. Like, and if I'm really busy, that's cool. I'll find time. I'm busier than busy can be. I'll make time after I'm done being busy. That's fine. It's some way, shape, or form, I'm gonna figure it out. And I think that is it's never this like, yeah, I'll help you if you do this. It's just I'm just gonna help you. I'm just gonna do as much as I can. And again, you kind of got to pick and choose your people. You know, you got to make sure you're doing it for the right people, because at the end of the day, I think like you do want to make sure those people have that same mindset where it's like, hey, help me as much as I'm going to help you as much as I can. You also help me as much as you can. But at the end of the day, we're not checking the score. We're not seeing who's helped who technically more. It's like, no, like help each other in indefinite amount, give each other all of the energy that you have for each other. And we're both going to be way better because of it. And it's just all love. It's just all love at the end of the day. There's no scores to be settled. There's no tabs to be picked up. There's no, exchanges to be made. It's just, however much time and energy I've got, I'm going to help you. And however much time and energy you've got, I would hope that you help me. And, obviously that's, if that energy exchange is not there after a period of time, that's why relationships don't work out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you have to, this is again where I'm saying pick and choose the people that you invest in. And, I think that I guess the other side of this is you should be careful about the people who, you should be pretty careful about the people who you are choosing to pour all of your time and effort and energy into helping. But when those people, you should do that. And that's really all you should do. Because it's going to come back to you. And that's just how karma works. And, you'll know if you're doing things transactionally. You'll know because there's a bit of fear. There's a bit of fear that you're wasting your time. There's a bit of fear that you have that this person's just going to leave, that this person's just going to take all of what you've given them and they're going to dip out, and then you're never going to hear from them again, and you're not going to get anything in return. Are you afraid of that happening? Are you afraid of that happening, or are you cool with that? Are you cool with that happening? Can you let that go if that person who you're unapologetically giving all you can to, are you cool with that person just leaving? Because you have to be. If you're not, you're probably doing it somewhat transactionally. You're waiting for something to happen. You have some kind of an expectation. You have to let go of those expectations and just do it. And that's when the magic will happen. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you made it this far, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Send this video to someone who needs to see it. Let me know in the comments what other topics you want me to talk about. I'm getting low on topics here, and I'm trying to make one of these talking videos. It's just one long recorded one take like this every single day this year. So I need more topics. Reach out to me on Instagram over DMs if you want to chat with me at all about anything. I'll try to respond as soon as I can. That's all for this video. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.